Thank you for taking a few minutes for an update from the Educator Compensation Committee. In this video, we will be providing details about a new proposed educator compensation plan for the Stoughton Area School District. We will outline the details of the plan and will address the timing and implementation from the current plan to the new one. We hope this video answers most of the basic questions you may have about the new plan. We have also created a comprehensive FAQ document that can be found in the communications portal if you'd like additional details. If you have any specific questions about your individual situation or transition into the new plan, please contact your building administrator.
First, as always, we need to recognize all of the educators and administrators who have dedicated so much time over the past several years to explore how to create the best possible compensation plan for the district. Together, committee members have researched and considered numerous variations of plans and have discussed and thoughtfully processed the impacts, benefits, and challenges of many options. Throughout this lengthy process, regardless of which version of committee was sitting around the table, committee members have worked extremely hard to examine various compensation models and to design one that might work for educators and the district. They have engaged in thoughtful and candid conversations about the district's priorities and values. They have listened and heard their colleagues' cares, concerns, and frustrations, and have kept that input top of mind during their committee work. And they have worked hard to be transparent in their efforts. The culmination of the work over the past 18 months is a simple, easy to understand, and easy to implement plan they hope will provide a solid foundation on which the district can move forward in a positive direction.
Many lessons have been learned throughout the compensation planning process, but one significant lesson needs to be underscored as we unveil the new proposed compensation plan. There are many things that are deeply valued by this district, but not all of those can either be acknowledged or compensated for within the confines of a salary structure. The committee, as well as many educators, administrators, and board members, have expressed a desire to incorporate a wide range of components in the compensation plan to demonstrate how we as a district value things such as professionalism, collaboration, professional development, contributions to the district, and excellence in teaching. A considerable amount of time has been spent exploring ways to incorporate these elements and qualities into the compensation plan, and the committee has concluded that it is neither possible nor desirable to use salary to achieve these outcomes.
With that in mind, the committee is recommending a compensation framework that rewards educators for their commitment to educating students and their commitment to the district using two components: annual increases and retention incentives. Let's look at each of those two elements. First, the annual increase will be given to educators based on successful completion of their professional responsibilities in their role, building, and district. Educators on a performance improvement plan, including receiving a 1 in any component of their evaluation at any time during the school year, are not eligible for increases and will be frozen at their current salary for the duration of the improvement plan. The educator becomes eligible again for increases the year following their release from the improvement plan. It will be assumed that educators are meeting expectations and are eligible for the annual increases. It will be the responsibility of each educator's supervising administrator to annually verify the attainment of eligibility criteria or to notify the Director of Human Resources regarding the issuance of an improvement plan. The yearly increase will be calculated based on equal distribution of available funds. This increase is determined by the passage of the annual budget, completion of the SEA negotiations, and after the allocation of retention incentives.
In an effort to retain quality staff, educators will also receive retention incentives that are added to their contract pay after the completion of their 3rd, 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th, and each sequential 5 years in the district. Retention increases will be reflected in contract pay for the following year. In other words, at the beginning of the 4th, 6th, 11th year, etc. All educators will transition into the plan based on their current salary and their current number of consecutive years in the district. HR will be reaching out to confirm everyone's consecutive years. Data indicates that greater number of educators leave the district after the completion of his or her 3rd and 10th consecutive years. Recognizing these professional transition periods, the retention incentives after the conclusion of the 3rd and 10th year will be higher. Specifically, the increase after completion of the 3rd and 10th year consecutive years will be $2,000, and after completion of the 5th, 15th, 20th, etc., increase to the contract pay will be $1,000. So an educator's total compensation will include his or her current contract pay plus the amount of the annual increase plus any retention increases for which the educator is eligible for that year.
Let's look now at the transition from the current plan into the new plan. The Board of Education stipulated that the career ladder go through one full cycle, so all educators have the opportunity to level over within that plan based on the evaluation cycle. The last round of career ladder leveling meetings occurring this spring will move educators on the career ladder for 2018-19. Salary increases will be based on the career ladder for 18-19. Other components of the career ladder, including action research requirements, will no longer be in effect. Annual increases and retention incentives earned within the parameters of the new compensation plan will be implemented for the 2019-20 contracts after the completion of the bargaining process. The yearly increase will be calculated based on an equal distribution of available funds. This increase is determined by budget, completion of negotiations, and after the allocation of retention incentives earned that year. The proposed compensation framework is designed to be flexible to the realities of a school budget that could vary from year to year based on state budget allocations and other factors. The intention of the framework is to allocate an equal annual increase to all educators. Again, it is anticipated that that amount may vary from year to year.
That is certainly a lot of information to absorb. You may have some additional questions about the plan itself or your personal transition to the new plan. As mentioned earlier, more resources are available on the communications portal, and you should feel free to talk to your building principal if you have questions. But here are some answers to a few of the additional questions you may be asking. What if I just missed the retention incentive because of when I transitioned into this plan? Do I get that incentive anyway?
All educators will enter into the new compensation plan at the salary they currently receive and with the number of consecutive years they have served the district. The retention incentives will be rewarded after the completion of the 3rd, 5th, 10th, 15th, and every subsequent 5 years after that. No retroactive payments will be made as part of the transition into the new compensation plan.
Why are the annual increases in dollar amounts rather than percentages?
In an effort to make the compensation plan as equitable as possible, the annual increases will be an equal dollar amount for all educators.
How does the new education compensation plan reward excellence in teaching?
There are many things we value as a district that don't directly link to compensation. We have come to the conclusion that the compensation plan is not the place to reward excellence. Given the significant interest from educators and school board members in rewarding excellence, the committee recommends the district continue to examine this topic and consider convening a future committee to further explore opportunities in this area.
What compensation do you get for obtaining a master's degree?
Anyone who obtained a master's degree prior to implementation of the career ladder is already compensated for that degree in their current salary. With the implementation of the career ladder, master's degree attainment no longer garnered additional compensation. And with the current changes to state regulations, master's degrees are no longer an element of state licensing. Therefore, the committee determined that in order to allocate as much of the available funds as possible to the annual increases and the retention incentives for which all educators are eligible, master's degree attainment would not be included in the plan.
The committee has put forth its best effort to design a plan that meets the core criteria of a successful compensation plan. We believe this plan aligns with the district vision because it focuses on compensating educators who commit to advancing student learning in the Stoughton Area School District. We hope it will help to retain current staff by rewarding them with salary increases for continued commitment to the district. And we believe that the straightforward, easy to explain, and easy to understand plan will appeal to new educators coming to the district. The committee is hopeful that with this simplified, more straightforward compensation plan, educators will be able to focus their attention more fully on perfecting their craft and exploring innovative ways to educate students and prepare them for future successes.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your willingness to participate in this process and for continuing to commit yourself to the betterment of all the students, staff, and families in the Stoughton Area School District.